So, I want to talk about something that is very mysterious. And the things that I have come to understand in life are only being understood because it requires a large amount of people to think properly, to not reach these radical points in which people can ostracize your thoughts and say, ugh, what's wrong with her? She's crazy. Why is she talking like that? What is she talking about? All her stuff is stupid. Girl, she kind of lulu headed. Something wrong with her. She not world minded. And the only reason why a person could do that is because if you think about it, if you go to a police station to report that your child has been missing for maybe the last couple hours, first of all, the door should be open. If it's locked, that's the first sign that something's wrong, right? And if it's locked, you may actually walk down the street a little ways and you may start talking to civilians about it. Because a police officer, like the police department, is supposed to always be open. It's like a hospital. So you depended on the police station to do their job in order that you would have an experience where you wouldn't go blabbing all over the place, because like the reason why we do things properly is because other people are supporting those opportunities. If any one of us falls short of logic and intelligence, then things are going to start becoming unbalanced. Um, just a side note, water is a mystery about balance. And in water, when the vowel swivel and the W becomes an M, you get R, as in the letter R, O-R. You get Armayat. Mayat is the Egyptian goddess of cosmic balance. Isn't it strange? Water, Mayat, and balance, water speaks about balance. If you throw a pebble in a lake, the pressure of having touched the lake with the pebble will cause a rippling effect. And if you actually put things in water, the water rises. Water has to be untouched in order to remain neutral. Anything that touches it causes an imbalance in pressures and heights and levels. It raises it up and down. Water speaks a lot about balance. If an entrepreneur uses, let's say, 1 billion gallons of water, and he only served, I know this is incomprehensible to believe, but let's say he only served 50 people in a day because of the excessive waste of all the things he's doing. And let's say those 50 people had they eaten at home and cleaned up behind themselves, we would have only used 100 gallons of water in that given day. Then the water he used was imbalanced in proportion to people serving themselves. Therefore, he's going to go to hell because he imbalanced the universe and made people do extra labor where there were not results to substantiate the amount of water being used. Water turns into waste, which means you can only waste this because if you even touch it, you imbalance the universe. So, since it's automatic waste, you have to be very careful how you use it. You can't just use it liberally, but you also can't restrain people from using it, which means you can only use it in your residence and to engineer the earth and to clean up behind distribution and production only. You can't do leisure lifestyle activities. You can't have weddings. You can't have events. You can't clean up behind. You can't clean a basketball court while some people don't even have the strength to clean their house. You understand? You can't have public restrooms telling people to clean up because that's a waste of water because they're not going to do a good job. They're not going to do it right, so you wasted the water. Why pretend to clean a public restroom when people could really clean their own bathroom? So, there's a lot of stuff going on. But what I want to talk about is the imbalance of talking. I talk excessively and unnecessarily. And I the fear is that I didn't choose to exist this way. And the only reason why I'm talking is because I'm being electrocuted and I'm terrified for my life of further electrocution made possible through threats to my life to be homeless. Feeling weak all the time and being afraid that one day I'm just going to have to stay in my bed and not get out and go to work and call them up and see if they let me stay off and, try and see how long I can, just afford to feel pain and just to die. I'm just waiting to die, you know? I didn't purchase death. I didn't choose death, but that's the inevitable end. And we wait for it, And while I'm waiting, I'm feeling pain decomposing, and people are saying, pay, or I'm going to geologically electrocute you through homelessness. and I'm being domestically abused, I'm family abandoned, I have no kind of circulatory support. I don't have Social Security, though I pay it through my payroll all the time. I don't, everyone in this city for the past 14 years has been hostile, violent, and disrespectful to me. I've been ostracized, treated so ridiculously. I've been fired from 14 jobs. I was actually beat up on a job for about 9 months by the woman who owned the business. Um, I've been assaulted by customers. I have been through a lot. And I'm a very nice person. I may sound crazy in my videos, but I have to one day post some of my recordings on my job so you could see I would, accidentally make recordings when I had my dictaphone on me. And you could see that I'm one of the most beautiful, employees at jobs, but people were determined to send me to hell. I don't know. I'm the only human being in the whole wide universe that everyone agreed this bitch has to go to hell. I don't like her. And ever since everyone, made that agreement, they've been working at it and they don't stop. But I say this because there are people on our planet that are supposed to tell us that they don't feel fire. Fire turns into fear, free, fair. We're all supposed to fear fire because it allows some people to use the earth, which is frightful to a person who can't. But it also allows some people to need what the earth is being used for, which is very frightful to those who can. Because they're like, damn shit, she's feeling pain. And it's frightful because why would the universe let me do something for someone's feelings that tender? Like, what's the end result to this? So, fire is something for all of us to fear. Whether you can feel it or not, you have to fear it. It's free, which means it tells a story that everyone who's here is not feeling, because no one who feels pain would ever use this earth unless they were living for free. The price we pay to be on earth, the only price in the whole universe is pain to exist. People charge money as an agreement to that fate. I don't believe in money because I feel sorry for people that, thought that there was a price to pay to exist because the price is pain, which means some people are not feeling pain. So fire tells a story of life being for free. It also tells the story of fair. Fair is, even though I'm not telling everyone the price to pay that we shouldn't, but there is an agreement in our universe about it, I'm fair because everyone knew that I am destructive. And the only thing that ever should go wrong is what you couldn't feel, but you knew that you should get away from it, which means observable damage is fire. Fire was fair because it told everyone this is not right. It told everyone. It didn't do it to everyone. To some people, it did it, but to everyone, it told it. And so fire is something to fear. It lets some people live for free, and it was fair to everybody's vision. Since we all could see it was fair about this is not good for anyone. But I say this because I talk a lot because the people on earth who cannot feel fire do not ever mention it. Which means a lot of people thought through my excessive talking that I was going to burn in hell with those who are eternal souls, and they talk as well. Some people are artificially talking. We're like counterfeit money. You see us and you think that you could say, oh, she did it too. I saw her. I saw her. But we're talking as my apt cosmic balance. We're talking because someone has put something in water and they've raised the levels. Or they're not doing what they're supposed to do in the projection. And so it has caused people like myself to jab the jaw. But luckily, the contents are me not talking at all. I'm going to say, I know it's going to sound weird. When I open my mouth and talk, you hear the sound of my voice. But because I am the universal mind of all of our existence, I never really spoke here. If I'm not being courteous at a job, I'm being truthful face to face. If I'm not being truthful face to face, if I'm not being truthful face to face, I am being universally, logically comprehensive about all things that we all endure and face. Therefore, the question is, did I ever talk? Did I ever make a sound? Because a sound is something that wasn't supposed to exist. So if somebody is logical, did they talk on earth? And I'm not talking about fragmented logic, like, focused on safety laws within FDA, which is a big mistake of existence. No, I'm talking about a thorough ability to reason, as in someone who always starts off with A, B, C, D and make it to Z in everything that they are explaining. Like, they don't just start saying, okay, y'all, I want to talk about how to bake an apple pie, y'all. I know y'all like apple pies, and, it's like I had posted on my channel cherry pies last Christmas. This Christmas, I'm gonna focus on apple pies, apple custards, apple this, apple that, and y'all like people like that, and they're gonna be logical about it. They're gonna tell you the baking degrees and what products you. I mean, what ingredients, but that's called fragments. Fragments are not logical. That's even more destructive than not comprehending at all, because it gives you a sense that you're doing the right thing, so you're never gonna change, but it's wrong. But did I make a sound? Here's the question. But the reason why I'm excessive in talking and the reason why I'm enduring a lot of thought is because there are people who are supposed to be telling people, hey, I got the solution, y'all. I don't feel pain. I'm not afraid of nothing. What y'all need? Let's get this going. I'm Hercules on earth. And because they were supposed to be telling us that they don't feel pain and that their life is on the line eternally for putting us in danger, and then we were supposed to say, well, do this for me, or do this and do this. And I'm like, we'll do anything you say because we don't feel pain right now. You're the one paying the price to live. We're not paying the price. So what can we do for you? And if that continues to go on, if people were doing what they were supposed to do about not feeling pain, I wouldn't be talking about feeling pain. But because there are people with their mouth shut who can't feel pain, someone who can feel pain, his mouth is open all the time, jabbing and jogging. It's like, and then people who can't feel pain are pretending like they're who I am. So that's extra weight, which means you have people who don't feel fire, keeping their mouth shut on earth. They put plates in their bottom lips. They hike in mountains. They doing primal civilizations. They reproducing in third world poverty. Then you have people that can't feel pain in civilized society and they're petty chit chatting because they'd be like, I don't give a shit. I'm not hurting. Then you have people that can feel pain hiding and not doing anything or pretending because they're being comfortable. Then finally you have me, someone who's feeling pain. And I'm like, I don't want to really talk. I just want to rest. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to even be close to the fire. That is the fate of those that should never have forced other people to be here just because they couldn't feel. And talking makes you feel like you're going to suffer. Like anyone who's talking on earth should feel like they're going to hell. It don't matter who you are. Sound turns into do sin. It's like everyone who's talking should feel terrified because to be an eternal being is a terrible thing. With the fire in the sky, the sun in the sky, fire that never dies, mean you never stop suffering. Nobody would want to have, nobody would want to exist in a situation where nerves are and the nerves can switch on you and you become the person that's suffering while someone else escapes it. Nobody wants to be electrocuted for 1 second or for 1 billion light years. Nobody. Not one single person. And because nobody wants to be electrocuted, nobody wants to feel the weight of eternity. Sound is that weight. Sound makes you feel like you cannot die. It's because of sound and the nervous system put together that a person knows that it's dangerous to exist. And so when I talk, it's like telling me that I'm close to the consequence of those who don't feel fire and put the earth together and put sound inside of us so that we could be in this situation where we have needs and we're helpless and then we have to sin because people are saying you have to do this or I'm going to electrocute you with the earth, and you're like, should I go through this electrocution or should I be smart because I have a brain and something's telling me I'm trying to fight, I don't want to be electrocuted now or ever. And then it's just so difficult to explain what I'm trying to say, but I just thought I should say that I think the reason that I'm talking, though I don't make a sound, because what I say everyone should be thinking anyways, which is universal comprehension or truth face to face, or it's just it's not something that made a sound. If I'm not doing customer service, I'm telling one person the whole truth, in a situation of civilian life. Or if I'm not doing that, I'm making a video or a vocal that anyone and everyone should have made about what we currently face. So did I make a sound is the question. It's kind of like someone might say, when someone say pay your bill, did they really say something? Because we all are subjected to it, not necessarily. But if they say, girl, have you ever thought about becoming a stripper? Because like they make a lot of money and you could just strip on one night and girl, you could get like 2 months of your paycheck. And after doing that for about a year or two, you might be able to buy a house and stuff. Like that's personal. Okay, that's not everyone didn't have to do it. So the person made a sound in your life. But if somebody say pay your bills, go to school and graduate, get a job. The question is, did they make a sound? Well, in the universe they did, but in the world, not really, because that's what you have to do. That's what everybody has to do. So someone might say they didn't even say nothing because that's just like what you have to do. Somebody say breathe. I mean, it's like they didn't really say nothing because that's what you're doing. That's what you have to do. And so, in essence, I may talk a lot, but am I talking is the question. There are some people that are quiet, but are they quiet? Because what they're doing, they owe us a huge explanation. Like plates and bottom lips kind of shit, third world poverty reproduction. They may not be talking in civilized society, but when you see that shit, they should be telling us what's going on. Or, I mean, we don't want to believe that they're vegetables, making such humongous decisions.